is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayum is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayum, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayum can help.
Jamming, I wanna jam it with you. Jamming, and I wanna like jamming too. Yo, this is Steve Marley, yo. And on May the 4th, I'll be in Immokalee at the Seminole Casino Hotel with the legendary Inner Circle. See? We see you there. Rastafari love. And I'm jamming with you, yeah. Jamming, yeah. And I'm jamming too, yeah.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them.
With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation.
Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house!
Get out of the house! Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Alrighty. Wow, this is what I never expected, to be quite honest with you. I would have never picked the Heat to win this game. This is one of those games you expect an underdog to pull off at home. You come back to the Kaseya Center and you're down 0-2, and you have one of those amazing performances that, this is Eric Spoelstra. This is 10-31 and then 31-10, and you're beating the Warriors and you're beating some top teams. This is Eric Spoelstra and what he's done the last 4 years. He gets the most out of everything. If you're a superstar, if you're a mediocre player, if you're a young player, and to get your ass handed to you in game one, you don't have your lead guy. You're missing another guy in Terry that can make some stuff happen for you. And for you to come out and Bam played terrific. He had 21 points. He shot 9 of 13, super efficient, right? And then Tyler scored 24 points, shot 6 of 11 from three-point range, 7 of 13. So he was like hitting all his threes practically and missing some of the twos, right? So it's funny. And then he goes and throws out 14 assists. And the assists, it's not just Bam. It's Jovic. It's Martin hitting big shots. Dude, he shot 5 of 6 from three-point range. Jovic hit 3 of 4 from three-point range. Jaquez hit 3 of 6 from three-point range, added 14 points. Everybody hit big shots. Highsmith, he shot 3 of 5 from three-point range. Okay? 3 of 5. Everybody hit big shots. Everyone, dude. That was awesome. It's like I said, that's a home court performance on the road. Role players, young players, they kind of bond. They're at home. They're comfortable. They're in there, all that whole stuff. But on the road, and you know where this comes from. And here's where, I'm an idiot for okay, well, they're not going to win today. They've had success against this team in the past. Even if it's with Butler, it doesn't matter. They believe in themselves that they can go out there and perform, and then spoke clearly, instilled that in them, that they should believe in themselves, that they can, perform at a high level. You know what I'm saying? By the way, since we have a little Perdomo, let's give them a victory cigar, which is what they deserve. So give the Heat a little bit of a victory cigar there. So, to me, that's where this is like super sweet. Most of us, brother, they were like, what is it? A 14 and a half point underdog. So nobody really thought that they would win. Of course, you always have those fans that think they're always going to win in anything at any moment, all that kind of stuff. And then there are ones, I see, you see, they'll come out there. But reality, none of us really expected this. It was, I didn't even want to talk too much about it early on because I don't want to be part of this jinxing shit. So I waited till it was late that wow, this is just an amazing performance. I tweeted out because everybody was put in a key moment to stop a Celtic run with a dagger. And there goes Highsmith coming off the bench with daggers. And there's Jovic with daggers. And there's Jaquez with daggers. And there's Martin with daggers. And Martin, by the way, he's the subject of all that bullshit that he's coming off from game one, that he's some kind of dirty player and that Spo called some code red, which, come on, dude. Let's you guys know that on my show, I just don't like dealing with all that drama and sensationalism because you want to try to create more interest in something and make it a story and all that. That's not my style. Just call it like you see it. You know what I mean? And just Spo, out of all people, you're going to say something code red. That this is one of the finest coaches in the business, period. Not just in the NBA. It's insulting. And Caleb Martin he's just an overzealous player, but he went through all that criticism and the questions and all that. And for him to come out tonight and give you 21 points on 7 of 12 shooting, 5 of 6 from three-point range, added a couple rebounds, added a steal, 0 turnovers. These things are really important. Like, for you to come out that way and for all 5 starters to be in double figures. I mean, this is one of those all-time performances for Spo. This is one of those masterpieces. And why he is such a great coach, and for the Celtics, this is, no matter what you've done, this is one of those moments for them that you've built up a 64 and what is it? A 64 and 8, right? 18? Yeah. A 64 and 18 record, which sounds impenetrable. And it sounds like you've turned the corner and all of that. And then here you are in the first round, and you're losing to an 8th seed without their star player and another key player for them, because Terry Rozier, it's no joke for him to be out. Not for the Heat. They need him badly. And for them to perform like this is, it's amazing. It really is. It's speechless stuff, because I can't say I counted on any of this. I actually thought about taking the points because I said they'll be gritty tonight. They'll hang in there. And they did better than hang in there. They won the game, but what I mean by they did better than this was a game they were in it the entire time and led at times and then pulled away and it was over. And it was just one of those where they were in complete control of their emotions from beginning to end. They played a really smart game. They shared the ball. They had a total of 25 assists. Okay. So they made 37 baskets and they had 25 assists. It's pretty freaking good, dude. That's amazing. And they shot 53% from 3-point range, 23 of 43. That's, Celtics shot 37.5% from 3-point range. They shot 46% from the field. Miami shot 49. They were like really effective from 3-point range. It's interesting. It just, one of those where you just, you took care of the ball. You only had 12 turnovers. You didn't go crazy with the turnovers. It just really good stuff, overall. You protected it where you weren't giving the ball away 18, 20 times and just giving away easy, fast breaks and things like that. And rebounding, too, I think they did a very decent job, right? Yeah, 40-39. And considering the Celtics are bigger and more experienced and all of that, that's pretty good overall. Young team. So all these things, man, it was one of the more grittier performances that you'll ever see. And one of the things I told you in this series is they could win a game because that can happen in any series. But this is the kind of game I told you again. I'll repeat it again. This is the kind of performance that happens at home, not on the road for a team like this. That's why now this kind of throws a wrench in the whole thing. And as I told you, one game, I'm not surprised if they win a game. A little surprised it was a road game, but not surprised to win a game. Now, if you win 2 in this series, that's basically like winning the series. You can walk away from this first round. If you don't make it, you can say, this is pretty amazing that, here's a team that's much better, should be much better, and yet they're not doing it. So it'll be really interesting if Miami can split at home. Okay? Yeah, I know. I would love a 2-0. But if they can split at home, and then all of a sudden it becomes a 3-game set, and you never know. Somebody gets injured on their side or something, and it changes the dynamics of everything. And we've seen it, change the dynamics. It changed for the Heat in the finals. When Bam and Goran got injured, it changed the dynamics. Last year, when Giannis was injured, changed the dynamics. So we those kind of things can happen. But the only way it happens if you stretch things out and try to push them. And my God, you've already split the series on the road. Like, the Celtics have to be looking at themselves like, do we ever learn? And so you've already put yourself there. Now I love this because the entire world is on them now. All the pressure is on the Celtics. And now they're going to bring back all the other failures. And so now all that stuff is going to go because, they're going to look at it and they're going to go, okay, wait a minute. So I'm Jason Tatum and I shot 10 of 20, which is not bad, but he's got to be better. Even 2 of 6 from 3-point range. Jaylen Brown, 13 of 23, ended up with 33 points. That's a pretty good performance overall for Jaylen Brown. Tatum probably would have to be more explosive for them. And then overall, Porzingis had a terrible night, 1 of 9. That was huge for the Heat. That Porzingis absolutely sucked. Holiday did not produce much. He was 4 of 12. White was all right, actually. He was productive, 5 of 8. Is not terrible. But some of their key guys, and then they had no bench. Their bench didn't make a difference this time around. So that's actually good. But, this performance, it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. And it's hard to really, expect this, and to see the performance. It's breathtaking, to be quite honest. Sneak Attack is in. Les Jams is in, as always. Yes, it was a great team effort. Ray Sosa in. Shaq said the Heat would win by 10, and Charles Barkley laughed. Well, I know Charles got it right last night. He said he guaranteed Dallas would win, and they won. So, listen, Barkley is terrible normally, so I would agree with you. But I'm always going to be fair. If you get it right, you deserve your credit. And he made the guarantee of Dallas yesterday. And again, who really expected the Heat to win? Come on, that's kind of crazy. It's a fun prediction that you can't lose, because everybody knows they shouldn't win. So if they lose, you don't lose. Nobody really gives you any shit. But if they win, then you get all the credit in the world and all that kind of stuff. So that's how the game is played. Here to see Big O. Still a baby about the team. Yes, we are. A baby about the team. Yes, I guess, if that's what it is. Dennis Akers, Nolan Terhune took a franchise 3-point night, but we got it done. He needs to keep the foot on the gas coming. And it's hard to expect him to keep doing that, but man, that was sweet tonight, man. That was sweet tonight. They'll take it to 6. Well, they got to split at home in order to do that. Spo is that dude. Steve Kerr should be his assistant. I agree. I was so mad at Bam at the beginning, and then he took shots. Hey, he did fine, bro. Bam can play within a system. What Bam is not going to be is the center of your offense. That's not who he is. He's not like going to lead your offense. He has to be part of the flow of the offense, and then he'll be fine. But he's not the guy that's going to impose his will, and then everything flows to him, and where he's trying to bring constantly the pressure to him to feed others and all. That's not who he is. He's not going to have that mindset for 4 quarters. That's stars have that kind of mindset. But if you have a game like this where everything's flowing, he's perfectly fit for it. And the good thing is that Tyler also showed up. Tyler hit his shots, man. What's it called? Big O bet his Bitcoins against. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't touch my Bitcoin at all, my brother. What else? Papa in. Let's go Heat. Tyler played an incredible game. Not efficient. Remember, he's not a great player. So for him, this is a great game. Let's just call it what it is. It's a great game for him. It's not like he does this all the time. Great game for the kid. Give him lots of love today. He deserves it, Not just efficient. It was clutch. It was great. He hit big shot after big shot after big shot. Something that he just does not do on a consistent basis. It's not who he is. So what he did tonight was freaking phenomenal, bro. Give him credit. Von Martin is in the house. He's loving the Heat. George Gutierrez, Devin Jordan, I see. Let me bounce around because there's a lot of people. Jermaine says the biggest adjustment from game 1 was they stopped the double teaming Boston. Yes, they did. Played them straight up, took whatever came with it, and it paid off for them. You are correct about that. Yes, that also helped. But it helped that the Heat were on, bro, today. They were on. Everybody was on. And that's what you can't deny, Let's see what else. I thought that they would be swept, still couldn't celebrate the clock. Yeah, no, of course. That's why I kind of waited till tweeting later and start. I didn't want to get too cocky and start talking about it because they were just flowing the whole game, dude. It was just a beautiful game to watch. You're sitting there trying to pinch yourself. You're looking at your buddy or your wife or your girlfriend or your husband or whatever it is that's watching. And you're like, is this really happening? Am I watching like some dream here? Is this what's going on? The Heat is outplaying Boston. These kids are like hitting every big shot in the book. Like, holy, And so that's why this was amazing. It was just like everybody came to play and they were on. And it's hard to stop till that happens in the NBA. You run into, like they say, a buzzsaw, and you run into a team that is just absolutely red hot. And that was the Heat tonight. That's it, man. That's all you can say about them. Kylie says, incredible game, Big O. I had the biggest smile ever when I saw the Celtic fans leaving with 50 seconds left. Go Heat. Yep, you should. Ruben Silva is in the house. Bill's fake crowd noise is the type of series that the coaches get fired. Well, I mean, if he loses, Bill's fake crowd noise. Here's the one thing that I will tell you that you have to exclude from all of this. Okay, if you're playing the Orlando Magic or you're playing the Charlotte Hornets or you're playing an also-ran that barely makes the playoffs, has no experience, that's fine. But when you're playing the Miami Heat, there's a reputation that comes with it automatically. And it's most of the time, they never take the Heat for granted. It doesn't matter who they're playing. Doesn't matter if it's Whiteside and James Johnson and Tyler Johnson and all those Dion Waiters and all that bullshit. It's because if you underestimate them, they will bite you in the ass. So I would tell you that in general, you're right. But when it comes to the Heat, it's a little different because there's a reputation earned. Because year after year after year after year after year, it's development, it's structure, it's discipline, it's consistency, it's all of that shit. So this was a great win. This was a surprise. But are you absolutely totally shocked that Spo would do something like this? No. But you can be surprised. But you can't be shocked because you've seen him do other shit. So that's kind of the MO here. So it's different. That's, so you don't get fired by losing a game or two to the Heat because you're losing to the Heat. Now, if a shitty team, a shitty franchise that barely got into the playoffs and is just happy to be there, they take you to the brink, that's a problem. But if it's a team that constantly is giving you problems and has eliminated you, and they have a structure of the people that eliminated you, and they have the best coach in the NBA that has eliminated you, and they have, front office and all that, Heat are measured a little different in that sense. Let's be fair again. Got to be fair. Big O, the Celtics got caught sleeping on the Heat tonight. So are you saying they got what's it called? They got Devin Haney'd. Is that what you're saying? Tonight the Heat was Danny Garcia and the Celtics were Devin Haney, and that left just like that's it. They couldn't wake up. The left came early and they just pounded them all day. I like that analogy there. Right? The Miami Heat, Devin Haney, the Celtics tonight. I'm with that. I'm with that. Caleb making those shots while they booed had me dying. Yeah, I know it was. And for him to bounce back after all that shit, it's huge stuff. Best to South says go Caleb. Tony Zags is in the house. Ray Grullon, Drew McCain, William D. Jacksonville, Spo out Coach Joe again. Yeah, well, I mean, that guy is never going to be even close to Spo. Missoula is like nothing to Spo. It's just he has more talent. So he should win because he has more talent. But he'll never come close to being the coach that Spo is. How can you say you'd be a fan and in same breath you wouldn't pick them to win the game? Well, because everything Miami Dolphins. See, here's the difference, my brother. You got to come to grips on this show. Okay, I do this show objectively. I don't do it with pom-poms. You can go what? Lots of fans do shows, bro. You can go ahead, but you won't get any objective coverage because, if you're too fanatical to criticize your own team, then you really are not a sports talk show host. You understand, my brother? So if you're looking for a fan-based show, sorry. This is a media member that's honestly will tell you I'm a fan, but I'll tell you the problems with the Heat or the problems with the Dolphins or if the Panthers have problems or Inter Miami or whatever, my brother. I love Inter Miami. But guess what? I don't think they have a shot at the title because their defense will end up costing them. You can't play the game where you outscore them. So it doesn't mean I don't love Inter Miami. Doesn't mean I don't love the Miami Heat. But I'm willing to be honest. Everything Miami Dolphins. I'm sorry, my brother. If you like lying to yourself, yeah, this is not the show for you, man. It's not the show for you. So, can't help you, man. Can't help you. The soft and the sensitive. No tengo tiempo. Defense was excellent. You are correct, Walter Olivares. You are correct. What was at the game? Sat a little ways up from the Heat bench. Only a couple of us Heat fans in a row. We kept our "Let's Go Heat" chants. Spo and Bam looked at our row and smiled. There you go. It's amazing how Heat fans travel nowadays. They're all over the place. Again, that's the dedication of the team. You'll see the Panthers continue to grow with that kind of ownership and that kind of dedication. It'll happen also. Big O, what do you think Spoelstra's thinking right now? Next game. He's super consistent. He ain't gonna worry shit about this game. He's gonna go, okay, let's fix this, which I don't know what you're gonna fix in this game, and then move on. But Spo, dude, he's the best. He's just gonna move on, and he doesn't get flustered by anything. He has 3 players. He's like, yeah, we got enough. Let's go. I'm like, Spo, you got 3 guys. One of them's playing on one leg, and the other one's got one arm left. We got enough. Let's go. That's Spo. You got to love that. I don't know, Gonzo, I don't know when Rozier's going to get back, my brother. Nobody breaks information out of the Heat pretty much. It's hard to get that information. So who knows what's going on with Terry. And so I really don't know how long he's out. Okay. Let's see. Super V Big O. The Heat always reminds me of the guy who brings his lunch bag and puts in a good day's work. Nothing fancy, just hard work. Exactly. And if you want to underestimate them, go ahead, bro. And that's what they do. So, Super V goes, Big O only gives the hard facts of reality. This is why I tune into a show for years. Of course, I love the teams, but I'm not going to bullshit. If you want that, go ahead, man. There's plenty of just people that do shows, but I don't do that. I don't do that at all. So, Roderick Freeman in the house. Big O, great win for the Heat, but I still think Boston takes this series. Well, all right, Roderick. And yes, Spoelstra is a dog among coaches, and he's the best. I mean, how long did it take you to figure out that you still think Boston? Of course, I also think Boston is still going to win. So yeah, and if anything motivated Boston was losing tonight on their home cot. And then all of a sudden, they're going to have all the Bostonians all mad, and they're going to be calling radio, and they're going to be writing all these articles, and they're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. and they're going to be mother effing their team. And now they got to hear it from now till Saturday, right? Saturday at 6 p.m. at the Kaseya Center. So now for the next 3 days, they will get hammered. Just like Caleb got hammered. Just like the Heat got hammered for 2 days. So, yeah, man, of course, the Celtics should win this series. They won 64 freaking games, dude. You know? Of course, Roderick. You're not really going out on a limb there. Going out on a limb is actually saying the Heat will win this series. That's, you know, you want to go out on a limb? That's a hell of a limb to go out on right there. That's the everything Miami Dolphins limb right there. Everything Miami Dolphins has the Heat beating the Denver Nuggets in the finals. No. In fact, everything Miami Dolphins thinks the Heat will sweep everybody from here on out. They won't lose a game from here all the way to the end of the finals. How do you like them apples? That's right, baby. The Heat is ready to go. Ask everything Miami Dolphins. That's the only way you can look at it. They're winning every game. And then you know what's going to happen? Next year, Summer League, they'll win every game. Everything Miami Dolphins says. And then after that, the following season, they will go 82-0. They will crush the Bulls record. Or is it the Warriors? I'm not exactly sure now. I forgot now. Did the Warriors didn't beat the Bulls, right? Or something like that, or whatever. Either one. It doesn't matter. 82 games crushes both. Doesn't matter. And then they'll run roughshod again through the playoffs. Ask everything Miami Dolphins. That's the only way. It's Mandalorian. That's the way. This is the way. Everything Miami Dolphins. And by the way, the Dolphins, I don't know if you know this, but everything Miami Dolphins wants to also remind you, the Dolphins will win all 17 regular season games, run it all the way through the Super Bowl, and then tell the 72 team you suck. That's everything Miami Dolphins just told me that. Nah, not losing. Going to run the table. They're going to win all the preseason games. They're going to win, by the way, all of the practices against other teams. Also, everything Miami Dolphins says it right there. Ask them. Ask them. No team in South Florida will lose another game for the next 47 years. Okay? Everything Miami Dolphins says it. This is the way. Just trying to, you know, I'm trying to appease the few. Big Bird says, Big O, new to your live show. Well, welcome aboard. Thank you, sir. DJ enjoying the show. Alex in New York. I also heard Marino's coming. Yes? How'd you know? Yep, Marino's going to be Tua's backup. And so what's going to happen is, you know, I'm glad you brought this up because everything Miami Dolphins told me about this. So what's going to happen is last game of the regular season, okay, they're going to pull Tua out because they're going to play the Jets in the last game of the season. The Jets need that win in order to get into the playoffs. And in the final play, Marino will come out and spike play number 2. Boom! Over. And by the way, it's the touchdown will be to Eric Ezukama. Ask everything Miami Dolphins. This guy knows it all, bro. So Marino will come back. You are correct. But he's going to come back for spike play 2. And what can I tell you? These are the things that happen. You know, it's going to be an amazing 47 years. Even Mario Cristobal, according to all, I'm telling you, everything Miami Dolphins, he told me that Mario will know when to kneel now. Holy shit. I mean, this is how good this ride's going to be. Even Mario Cristobal will know when to get his head out of his ass. It's absolutely awesome. Everything Miami Dolphins. This man's here to bring us happiness. 47 years of happiness. We're going to have Spike play. I love it. And Mario Cristobal's going to know when not to kneel. Exactly. When he's in church, kneel, Mario. No problem, dude. It's where we want you to kneel. But on the football field, there's some times where you got to know when to kneel and when not to kneel. And, I don't know. Maybe he'll figure out when to kneel. So thank you, everything Miami Dolphins. Happiness will be brought to us. One guy will know when to kneel. Another spike play. A lot of things going to happen. Maybe we bring back the Beezer just for old time's sake for the Stanley Cup. Yeah, I think we could do that too, right? Alternate. I know what we'll do. We'll play Bob one period. We'll play Stolars in the second period. And we'll play Beezer in the third. That's it. That's it. Got to tell you, this everything Miami Dolphins, this guy really brings it today. He was fantastic. Big O, what's the plan for tomorrow pre-draft show? Well, I'll be at Hialeah Park. I'll do the show there. Then I'll go home. And then we'll come on, 15, 20 minutes before the pick. We'll do a show. We'll go through the pick, give you our thoughts, any info I can get, any breaking news I can put up. I will do all of that. But I am not going to go on and talk for hours and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to do that. Finns acquired Tom Brady for Rio, bring back Walter Payton from beyond. Jerry Rice is Miami bound. Don Shula, Vince Lombardi, and John Madden souls take over Mike McDaniel's body. Here we go. That's it, Carlos V. You got it. As much as I hate to say it, the Knicks look great. Well, the Knicks actually try hard. They work hard all the time. What a concept. Benny Lena says, true fans listen to your show, Big O. You give us honesty about our teams. Go Heat. I try, bro. But I know how those fanatical ones, they can't handle anything objective. It's kind of, wait, does this work for the shame of the city, the Marlins? No, sneak attack. No, everything Miami Dolphins told me that everything works except they don't spend any money. So you want everything Miami Dolphins to you want them now to make wine out of piss. That's kind of hard, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard. You're asking everything Miami Dolphins to do a lot now. You want them to overcome, basically being poor. You know what I'm saying? By the way, wait a minute. Hold on a second. DeSantis just signed in a bill where you're not allowed to make tents and you're not allowed to sleep in public areas and you're just not allowed to bum around. How come the Marlins haven't been evicted? Just saying. And when it comes to the neighborhood of bums, right? The Marlins are the bum out of all the pro teams. Everybody's hanging around, driving around. They're going through Worth Avenue, going down Las Olas, or hanging out in Key Biscayne, South Beach, the Grove. They're going to nice restaurants, and the Marlins are under bridges, asking for pennies and stuff. They're searching for bottles. They're living in the underground. They're like, it's kind of the Marlins are, they're kind of like, they're they're just hanging around. We can't just allow people loitering. And basically, the Marlins are the loiterers of South Florida sports. Everybody else is dressed nicely and all that, and the Marlins, like, they've been wearing the same clothes and they're smelly, and we need to help the Marlins. So, I'm really surprised DeSantis hasn't kicked him out of the state. I mean, it's supposed to hang around like that. You can't bum around here in South Florida. Anyway, good evening, Big O. If the Heat win 2 more, I can get a Big O t-shirt large. There you go, Juan Rosa. Antonio Ingram says, envision a scenario where the Miami team unexpectedly defeats the Boston team in a 7-game series and an 8-seeded team manages to eliminate a top-seeded team. It would be Spo's greatest moment as a coach. Coaching, not obviously the championship. Nothing beats championships. But as a coach, I don't know if he could win this series, which, I don't want to get ahead of myself, bro. They just won 1 game, and we're asking a lot for these guys to shoot like this every night because they have to basically play a perfect game like this almost every night. It's tough. It's really tough. Does it mean we finally get Derrick Henry and win the Super Bowl? Well, ask everything Miami Dolphins. I don't know why he didn't want Derrick Henry, but that's we didn't get him because of him. Now you can blame him for that, by the way. But again, he's guaranteeing no more losing for the next 47 years, except for the Marlins, of course. Okay? It's hard for them to win. They haven't eaten properly. They're kind of dehydrated. This is an opportunity for Tyler, not expecting it again, but I can dream. Well, we'll see. I mean, there's a lot more to go, bro. The Marlins definitely don't deserve that beautiful stadium. Yeah, no, they definitely don't. Let's see. On City Miami messed up keeping the Marlins here. Well, it's what messed up was they gave us the wrong owners, dude. Like always, because the MLB doesn't give a crap about us. That's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less. Let me check here. By the way, you can always make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. And you can make always a Bitcoin donation too at the same time. So always appreciate visiting our great sponsors, which we always appreciate that. We will return tomorrow. All right. We'll get it done tomorrow. We will be back tomorrow afternoon. And we'll be at Hialeah Park starting off at 3 o'clock. So we'll go till about 5. And then we will come back in the evening right before the Dolphins pick. And we'll be on like 15, 20 minutes before the Dolphins pick. So we'll kind of, go over what's gone on in the draft, see what the Dolphins are doing. And maybe not 15, maybe 20 or 30 minutes before the Dolphins pick. So I can kind of set everything up because I don't know, I may get some breaking news at that time. So you never know. It could happen. Not promising anything, but I'll be working it for you guys. And so I'll try to get whatever I can, like I always do. Like, if I can get something, I'm going to get it. We will see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayom is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.